is here. Some people are enjoying spring break. Some people are still in school. But what are we doing? We are out here enjoying a nice spring coat, which happens to be red. So everyone is like, oh, you have a Little Red Riding Hood? Yes, I do. I do have a red hood. So let's use that to make beautiful story magic together. Little Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood. Let's do the pop-up first. It is Bored with Miss Reynolds, Better Off Reading Every Day, the creator of Bored with Miss Reynolds, Better Off Reading Every Day. Let's do this. A pop-up fairy tale book. One morning, Little Red Riding Hood took a basket full of goodies to her grandmother, who lived deep in the forest. As she happily walked along the path, she didn't notice that a big bad wolf was watching her. "Hello, where are you going to?" the wolf asked in a friendly voice. "I'm going to visit my grandmother, who is ill," replied the little girl. "Pick some of these lovely flowers for her," the wolf told her, and off he went. When Little Red Riding Hood arrived at the cottage, she hardly recognized her grandmother in bed. "Grandmother, what big eyes you have," she said. "All the better to see you with, my dear," replied Granny. "And what big hands you have," said the little girl. "All the better to hug you with, my dear," replied Granny. "But grandmother, what big teeth you have." "All the better to eat you with." And the wolf jumped out of the bed. Just as the wolf wanted to grab Little Red Riding Hood, her grandmother escaped from the closet where she was locked in and chased the wolf away, and that was the last they ever saw of him. And that was the pop-up version. I love a good pop-up book. Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, a little girl lived with her mother and father in a cottage by the forest. She was called Little Red Riding Hood because she always wore a beautiful red cape with a red hood. One day, Little Red Riding Hood's mother said, "Grandmother is sick in bed, so I have packed a basket of food for her." "I will take it to her," said Little Red Riding Hood. "I know the way through the forest to grandmother's cottage." "Then you must stay on the path," said her mother, "and look out for the big bad wolf. He lives in the forest and he is always hungry." On her way through the forest, Little Red Riding Hood met her father, who was cutting wood. "I'm taking this basket of food to grandmother," she said. "Then take great care," said her father, "and if you see the big bad wolf, you must call me and I will come and help you." But the big bad wolf had seen Little Red Riding Hood talking to her father. He ran all the way to grandmother's cottage, and he got there first. As grandmother lay in bed, she saw the big bad wolf coming to her cottage. She climbed out of bed, tiptoed over the cupboard, and hid inside. The wolf came into the cottage. He saw grandmother's nightcap on the floor. He smiled to himself and put the nightcap on his head. Then he climbed into grandmother's bed and pulled the sheet up to his chin. When Little Red Riding Hood came to the house, she saw that the door was open, and in she went. "Oh, grandmother," said Little Red Riding Hood, "what big ears you have." "All the better to hear you with, my dear," said the wolf. "Oh, grandmother," said the Little Red Riding Hood, "what big eyes you have." "All the better to see you with, my dear," said the wolf. "But grandmother," cried Little Red Riding Hood, "what big teeth you have." "All the better to eat you with, my dear," growled the wolf, and he jumped out of bed. Little Red Riding Hood ran out the door and down the path. "Help!" she cried. "Father, help me!" Little Red Riding Hood's father ran out of the forest. He saw the big bad wolf and chased him away. Then Little Red Riding Hood and her father went back into the cottage. "Old grandmother," called Little Red Riding Hood, "where are you?" Grandmother opened the cupboard door. "Here I am," she said. "I have been hiding from the wolf." Little Red Riding Hood ran to grandmother and hugged her. "Father has chased the big bad wolf away," she said, "and we are all safe now." And so, from that day on, Little Red Riding Hood and her mother, father, and grandmother all lived happily ever after. The end of Little Red Riding Hood. It is Bored with Miss Reynolds, Better Off Reading Every Day. I do not own the rights to these two books that I have read to you, but I love storytelling magic, and the magic of today's story is the minute I got this jacket for spring, because we are celebrating all things spring into spring, I knew that I had to read something with this beautiful big red hood, and this was it. Put together nicely, a pop-up and another, just for you, at Better Off Reading Every Day, Bored with Miss Reynolds. I hope you enjoyed these books as much as I did, and I am on my way to my next adventure, of course, dressed in my Little Red Riding Hood. I'll see you again soon. Bye. Mwah.